Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of the Road to Category A series. This is the Yorkshire Grand Prix, and I am racing less than one lap of Royal Pump 8, a route in Yorkshire. This is a route that I really dislike, and a world that I dislike in general, just because of the terrain and the scenery. I just don't really enjoy it that much. But nevertheless, I did do this race, and I did this for episode 4 of the series. And right now you can see that I'm just sitting in, drafting. There are only around 12 riders in the race, and the front group is already down to 9, so it's looking pretty good for me, but it's about to get a whole lot harder on the climbs. The race was pretty mellow until we got to the more climbing part of the route, and that is where you really started to see some riders attack. But right now, I was feeling pretty confident. My heart was only around 140, 150, which is extremely low since this is a Category A race, one category higher than my normal. And this course I knew was going to get very tough once we got to the climbing parts. So we're going to head over to that part right now. So right here, you can actually see that I am going off the front, trying to catch A. Alderson, a rider from Rhino Racing. And right off the bat, I knew that he was going to be a very punchy rider based off of what he was already doing right now. Even over the top of the climb, he's still pushing, trying to get a gap on the group. And I'm just chasing right now. I'm trying to save as much energy as possible, keep my heart rate down, because I know that this is actually the easiest part of the course, and it's about to get like 10 times harder once we get onto the slow, gradual climb. So the group eventually comes back together, and the group kind of settles down. We're still holding around 4 to 5 watts per kg, just to keep the pace high. The riders who were slightly off the back, they're starting to catch back on, and Alderson is currently just chilling, but he is going to go off the front a ton more times in this race. You can see based off of the rider leaderboard that there is one rider on the front of the group doing around 4 to 5 watts per kg. He is the one setting the pace for this race, and he is really just keeping the pace high and making everyone else hurt. Right now, I was kind of suffering at this moment in the race. My heart was around 185, 190, and it was hovering between that. But then I got it to get lower a bit before we started the actual climb of the race. Right now, in this part of the course, we're about to hit the sprint. Not much happens from here to the climb, except I do get a little bit dropped, so we're going to skip forward to that moment in the race. As I said, we're going to skip over, and right after we finish the sprint, I do get my first power-up of the race, which is the Anvil power-up. I was not very happy with that because I knew that I would need something more useful for the climb in order to stay with the group, and if I could make it through the climbs, I could definitely make it to the finish of the race. But with an Anvil, I probably couldn't, because the only place that's useful is the 1 or 2 descents in this race. I get a bit separated because a rider behind me is using an Anvil power up, and I get stuck behind him. But I do surge up, and I get back to the group right here, and this is when I start taking advantage of the super tuck. Just resting right now, trying to get my legs recovered before we hit the main climb of the day. Alderson is currently on the front, and the riders are getting pretty anxious, wanting to chase him down before we hit the main climb, which is the gradual climb. Actually, not quite the main climb, but the main climb in my race, because I didn't make it to the end. But right here you can see that we're going up a slight incline. I'm doing around 320, 330 watts, and I'm catching back up, and right when I catch back up, I ease off my power because I know that I can't afford to use any extra energy in places that I didn't really need to. So at this moment, I just stopped chasing attacks, and I just tried to keep my power as low as I could and hung to the back of the group. You can see that one rider used their ghost power up. I actually saw that before he appeared. I saw him actually use a power up at first, so I knew that he was going to appear, and he was probably going to appear someone in the front. So here you can see that I do get another power up at the power up arch, because I did trash my old one, which was an Anvil, and this time I did get another Anvil power up, which was really unfortunate because I really needed a different power up in order to stay with these riders. power up that I would have liked would be a featherweight power up, but luck doesn't always go in your favor, so I took what I had, and I was just hoping that maybe I could stay with these riders until the downhill, and then I'd be able to use my anvil and not get dropped on the downhill. After maybe around 5 to 7 minutes of holding on with these riders, I did eventually get dropped. And the lesson that I learned from this race was that not all courses suit you, and you're going to have to work up to racing some of the harder courses like this course. And this course is definitely a hard course because even when racing B, I struggled with this course. So it is a course that suits my rider type, but even then, it is still a tough course when racing strong riders. I do think that I did improve from this race. And you can see that in this race I actually hold on for around 8 or 9 minutes versus the other races at the beginning of the series I was only holding on for like 3 to 5 minutes, so this is a big improvement. Although I didn't hold on as long as last race, I did hold on for a pretty long time, and I was pretty proud of that. The reason why I held on so long last race was because the 75% of the race was just pan flat, and you were just chilling the entire time at around 3 to 4 watts per kig, so it was pretty easy for me to hang on. But next week we're going to be racing the London 8 course. It's like 1.3 laps ish, so it's going to be a very tough course, and I'm going to see how I do. I think I might be able to do pretty well in that course because it is pretty flat, and then there is a around 5 to 10 minute climb in the middle of it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and please do like, subscribe. I'm going to leave a link to the race that category A race that I'm doing this week, so that if you all want to join me, you can, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out if you leave a comment below with your Zwift name, so I know who you are in game when I am racing you. Thanks for watching, and please do like, subscribe. See you all next time, and ride on.